With the current meta of Pokemon Pocket relying on high energy using cards like Gyarados EX, for example, Alakazam is a huge meta stop. Alakazam is a non-EX card that just requires 3 energy to use its psychic ability that does a base 60 damage plus an extra 30 for each energy your opponent's active Pokemon has equipped. The added damage to this attack gives this card the ability to hit for massive damage, one-shotting a lot of the meta cards like Gyarados EX, for example, that requires 4 energy to do its attack. We have a lot of games inside today's video showing the true power of Alakazam, especially when paired with Mew EX. Again, for just 3 energy, this card has the ability to copycat any of your opponent's attack, which is a great counter against decks like Mewtwo. Of course, these cards are going to require a little bit to get started, so we've got the best blocker in the game, Druddigon, equipped with this deck. So our full deck list is going to include 2 Abra, 2 Kadabra, 2 Alakazam, 2 Mew EX, 2 Druddigon, 1 X Speed, 2 Pokeball, 1 Mythical Slab, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrina, 1 Budding Expeditioner, and 1 Leaf. The combination of all these cards give you a lot of pivoting ability, whether that be Budding Expeditioner in an emergency situation pulling out Mew, or Leaf giving you a free 2 energy retreat. This deck gives you a lot of options and the ability to shut down so many big power-up plays that your opponent is going for. This video is a long one because I want to include plenty of different matches that include multiple different examples of how Alakazam and Mew play out together. If you guys all do enjoy today's video, I'd really appreciate if you go ahead and hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, which 90% of you guys are watching today's video, I'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy TCGP content. This is a brand new channel that I just started that only has 400 subscribers, so if you guys do enjoy all things Pokemon Pocket, this is the channel for you. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and let's get into the games. Hey, we're starting off against a Gyarados deck. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. That's what Teleport does, huh? All right, well, we do have the full evolution line in our hand, which is a great situation to be in, especially going up against a Gyarados deck where, you know, Gyarados is going to be holding 4 energy before it's attacking. And we have another Abra here, too. This is probably the most ideal start we'll ever have with the deck against one of the most ideal opponents. All we're missing here is 1 Mew EX. And this is about to just get out of hand quickly. Like, I'd love to see them get set up here. Our game plan is to toss an energy on Abra. Maybe evolve Kadabra. So we're only going to need 3 energy. And we could save an energy here by doing teleport and throw out Drud. So I think this is the move. We're going to evolve our bench Kadabra there. Of course, we got to use the Mythical Slab. See if we can thin the deck a little bit. Maybe Drud. And we'll throw an energy here on Abra, use teleport, get our Drud in the active slot. I could have always just left Kadabra in against Magikarp, but that could be very dangerous if, you know, for some reason they end up evolving here immediately and just leaving it in on the front line the whole time. And that's perfect that we just pulled Leaf because that's going to make our life way easier. So we're going to start putting some energy here on Kadabra and go ahead and shoot for that final evolution. And once again, just end our turn there. We're still hunting for that Mew EX just so we have a little bit of versatility in how we're going to play this. I don't want to entirely rely on Alakazam, but Alakazam will shut down their Gyarados. Problem is that Greninja is definitely going to be annoying to play against. But if I find a way to get Alakazam in against Greninja, I'm going to one-hit it. You just pulled a God Pack? Congratulations. Congratulations, that's awesome. Oh, there's Sabrina there for the collection. Like that. We'll just go ahead and throw our second energy there on Alakazam. It looks like we'll probably be pressured relatively quick here, but all of their energy is banking on Greninja right now. So I don't mind the situation we're in here if they get 2 knocks quickly. Since again, Alakazam is about a solo Greninja here. And I'd imagine we're going to take down any Pokemon that they have to follow up. Especially knowing that their Gyarados isn't up and running yet. I'd be very surprised if we fully play out this match. There's their stalled Drud. Luckily, we do have Sabrina, but Drud is the only Pokemon I could see being annoying to play against. So obviously, Drud's not going to have any energy. But it will also only take 2 hits to kill. See if they decide to go for the attack here with Greninja. They do that, they're immediately sacrificing 2 energy. And they really have no secondary plays after that, besides stalling with Drud. I think that was the smart play. What they don't know is that I have Sabrina. Lucky for them, retreating at the cost of an energy is actually going to help prolong their life. Get this Pokeball out and ready to go. See if we can get a Mew EX. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now I could retreat for 2 energy. And I think that's what the plan is going to be. We're going to be losing our Abra here just because of the fact that we didn't get any second evolutions. So we're dropping Mew EX down there. Just trying to think of what the most efficient way of doing this is. We can use Leaf and immediately attack Drud. I just don't want to be super weak, but Greninja can only hit for 60, so I don't mind tanking through the 40 HP. I think that's the play. So we'll throw down our energy there and use Leaf to pull Drud out. And eventually our goal is going to be to kill this Greninja. It's just going to be so annoying on the bench. A Sabrina here, regardless of who they throw in, is definitely going to disrupt their play style. We just need to hope that they didn't pull Gyarados there. And they pulled Drud, which actually makes my Sabrina useless. Because there's no scenario where they're going to use any Pokemon other than Druddigon to stall longer. So from the bench, being pretty annoying there with that Greninja. Now, lucky for us, we are going to have Mew up and running. Use this Pokeball. I think we only have another Mew EX ready to go, right? Oh, we do have another Drud. We're going to save Drud because I don't want to place any more Pokemon on the bench that are just going to sit there and get focused by Greninja till we eventually deal with it. So our only real move here is just to, once again, attack their active Druddigon, take it down. And once they put in the other one, we'll have the ability to use the Sabrina. I don't like being only 90 HP, but we're still not vulnerable to a one hit because max their Greninja can do is 80. Then again, a Giovanni play could be crazy. I'd like to think we have 5 cards in our deck. 2 of them are potions. We probably get a potion here. But it seems like they're tunnel visioning on the weak Pokemon right now. Oh, they did have Gyarados. Now that's unfortunate because if they didn't have Gyarados there that turn, we use the Sabrina and they're forced to throw Gyarados in. They're still in a really tough position. They're still in a really, really odd spot. Because we're going to use the Sabrina, and they're going to have to make the decision. Do they want their Gyarados to take a massive hit, or do they want their Greninja to die? And then the same thing's going to happen on the next turn, if they do get their Druddigon back into tank. As long as they don't put another Pokemon on the bench, they're gonna have another tough decision to make. Running the clock down. Oh, they're running the clock down. So they decide to sacrifice Greninja here to keep their Gyarados alive. Definitely interesting. I'm glad to see that because it's going to keep them from getting that point here on Dredagon. Now the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to throw their Drud out? No, they're gonna grab Gyarados here. Now maybe they have a Misty and they're banking on the Misty to get them 1 energy, which is a fine play, and it puts me in a position actually where I think I would lose. There's the professor's research. So they use their support, which means no Misty. If they had a Misty there, and like I said, it got 1 energy, that could have been GG's for us. But they didn't get it, so that'll be the game. Like just a bunch of energy. I feel like that'd be crazy. Most likely going against the Weezing deck here. Yup. This is not the new coughing, though. This is the old one. I like our hand. I like our hand a lot. We just need to find the Abra or a Pokeball. But in the meantime, we can get Mew EX started and going. Yeah, Alakazam is really good against the current meta cards. What's up, McLovin? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We got 2 coughing out to play. Mythical Slab. Do your thing. Let me pull an Abra real quick. Dude, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. That's perfect. So that'll get us very well started here. Now the question is going to be, who do we get going? I think we have to focus on Abra over Mew EX, just because Abra's base damage is always going to be 60, and there's no guarantee our Mew EX is going to be hitting hard, especially against the line that we're playing right now. Luckily, we were able to wait out a turn there without them having Weezing, so we don't have to go through that potion. I'm sure it's coming on this turn, but just to not be against it for 1 turn there saves us a decent amount of time here to stall. Especially being, again, weak against it. I'm sure they've got that combo as well, where they've got Pokemon that hit harder playing against poisoned Pokemon. Let's see what we can get here with this Pokeball. Perfect. Another Mew EX. Could have gone for a Drud, but I don't think we're going to need to stall much longer. Especially with this Weezing having 2 energy attached. We're going to be fully up and running on the next turn. We'll save our bench for now. We'll just end our turn there. Our Drud is going to survive by 10 HP. Using the Sabrina there. It's going to delay us in the energy. We could always throw Mew EX out now and then use the Leaf as an X-Speed type retreat. Because it's not like I need to use the Sabrina. So I don't mind at all taking that hit. Especially knowing that I've got the other Mew EX ready to go. Like I said, what we'll do here is use Leaf as an X speed. And we can get Alakazam to immediately knock out this Weezing. Now the question is going to be, do I throw a Pokemon on the bench here? I don't see a need for that because we're going to stay on the front lines with our active Pokemon as long as possible. So we'll see what our next pull is and make a decision from there. Yeah, Solo, we did just get the Crown Rare Mew into today's pack pulls. Depending on if they just got a basic Pokemon, I think they concede here. Yep, that's gonna be game. They also have one energy attached, so we don't even need to do anything but attack. Hey, GG's! Back-to-back wins, 2-0 here so far with the Alakazam deck. Here we go. I said this before about streaming is obviously like I get to hear a bunch of like things like this and learn how to do new decks and all that. But one of the big things that's like super good about streaming is I'm constantly using new decks. So I'm like learning how multiple different decks play out, which is good because I'm more informed when I'm going up against the same decks and the same Pokemon that I've used in the past. With that being said, we're playing up against another Psychic deck. Hey, happy birthday, Mario. So this is Alakazam and Mew EX versus Mew EX and Mewtwo EX. We have a relatively ideal start. We're going to start off with the Mythical Slab over the Professor's Research, which ended up working out there because we secured Alakazam, which means we've got 2/3 of the puzzle put together. We just need a Kadabra here. Not pulling that, but we have another Professor's Research and Mew EX to start powering up. We've got Dread as well. So for first turn, I think that's pretty successful. I'm happy with those results. Okay, I would have made the same mistakes too. Yeah, I mean, it just takes time. New game, especially to people who hadn't played Pokemon TCG in the past. Ow. So we go for the power up immediately, dude. We just got such a good pull there with Kadabra. We're still going to use the Professor's Research, and we're going to use Teleport to get Drud in. So we're going to take a moment on the evolution, but we'll at least be able to stall a little bit with Drud and maybe even take away at Mew. It's nice to see that they don't have Ralts on the board yet. That gave us a decent amount of time to develop without playing up against Ralts. And we got the Sabrina now to work with, another Mythical Slab as well. Let's see what we get. Pokeball. That's on the bottom of the deck. We'll work on the evolution here, and we'll be ready to counter Mewtwo when and if it gets going. I think to protect Alakazam and Mew EX, we're going to throw another Drud just so we're not vulnerable to a Sabrina anymore. I feel like there's very low risk because we have Leaf in the hand. Marshadow with Promo Mankey would be a good deck to use. I've played against it once, and it is a scary deck. It's just like very unsuspectedly. It just puts a lot of pressure on you without you expecting it. It's a solid deck. You know what's crazy? Is I could take out this Mew EX right here, right now. Right? We use Alakazam. We're going to be doing 60 damage base, then 90 and 120 because of the energy attached. And their Mew EX will not be able to trade us because it's not going to have enough energy by the next turn. this might be the game right here. The only way they can get away for another turn is if they throw Kirlia in. Just because we'll only be hitting for 60. But they threw Mewtwo in. I wouldn't say it's a weird play. They're gonna get the trade. It's just they're not gonna be able to get the kill on us. They're not gonna be able to take two of us out before I get my Mew EX up and running. And the more energy they have on Mewtwo, the harder I'm gonna hit. They used blue there, so minus 10 damage. A second Alakazam there. I think the plan is just to power up Mew EX. I'm not going to worry if they get another Drud in there with a Sabrina or something weird. And they just allowed us to hit even harder. They're probably going to try to pull their Mewtwo out after we hit here. And maybe try to get Mew EX back in there. And hit us for Copycat. I think that's their play. So the question is, do I use the Sabrina now? Or do I just take the damage on Mewtwo EX? The question is just like, who is the bigger threat? Because again, they're definitely going to place both energy on Mew EX. I don't really see either one of them as a bigger threat, so we'll just go after Mewtwo. I'd say they're both equal threats. If anything, Mew EX is the slightly lesser of a threat because of the fact that its attack can only max damage do as much as whoever I throw out there on the field. Whereas Mewtwo can always hit me for 150. So our question here is really just going to be, who do we put out next? So if I throw Mew EX out, they're gonna one-shot me with Mewtwo. So it has to be the healthy Drud. That leaf was clutch too. If he has Sabrina, it's over. It's not, because they only have 1 point. If they have Sabrina, I just put in the other Druddigon. Now that second Mewtwo is going to be annoying. I would need to get a second Sabrina. I have 4 cards left. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's see if we get 2 Sabrinas here. I need 2 Sabrinas and a leaf. Well, we got our full line of Alakazam back. If we get this Alakazam up and running, we're going to be very, very deadly. I just don't see a world where we're going to have enough time to do that. That'll give us a little bit of time to stall. Spin the deck a little bit too. So, what, we've got 2 Sabrinas and a leaf in our deck right now? No, 1 Sabrina. problem is just gonna lie in the fact that they've got Gardevoir permanently. If I Sabrina, I have to Sabrina twice if I want a chance of winning. It's just I would immediately get traded though. The question is, who do we throw out here? I think we have to throw Mew EX out. It sucks that we didn't have that Abra placed out earlier because this Mew would have easily gotten traded. Actually. I mean, they just kill me with a side drive, which is the problem. Because they're 100% going to have a side drive. They might not have an EX here, so we're going to Sabrina. And I have to evolve to Alakazam. So the idea here was they'll have to throw an energy down on this Mewtwo to retreat, which will prevent them from having 2 energy on this Mewtwo to hit for 150. They won't be able to hit for 150 on this turn, and if they throw Mew EX back, the Mew EX will die because of how much energy I have on Alakazam here. But this Mew EX, unless they have Giovanni, won't be able to kill me because it'll only hit for 120. And then if they decide to leave this healthy Mewtwo, I'll retreat Alakazam and finish the game with Mew EX. So as long as they don't have a Giovanni, I think we're okay. They decide to do nothing, which wins us the game. Because we get this Mew EX going. Wow. That was close. That was close. That was a puzzle, dude. Oh my god. That was a crazy game. We somehow made it work. What a game. GG's, dude. This deck is centered around Alakazam. I think if we were just trying to build like a really good deck, then maybe we could throw in a Jinx with like a mix. I'm definitely down to experiment a little bit more with the Mew EX decks. Since Abra is a pretty good starter with Teleport and we have a Pokeball with a Mythical Slab in our hand, I think we start with this lineup. And we're going up against Fighting, which is not what we want to see, but this could be a Golem. I mean, it's definitely a Golem deck. Could be the Golem deck that we play well against. Duel Links is like Pocket, where they made it somewhat easier to learn. That's pretty cool. I mean, maybe I'll get into it one day. We'll see. If I get more into the card game content scene, then definitely I'm cool with like learning multiple different games. All right, let's start with the Mythical Slab. Oh, we're throwing a Sabrina on the bottom of our deck. Tragic. Pokeball it is. There's Dread. This is why I wanted to start with Abra. So we pull Dread there, and then we can use this energy to teleport. And that is the most ideal start we would have had. A Mew EX on the bench ready to go, Dread in the starting position, and Abra with an energy already attached. All we need now is the rest of the evolution tree. Especially because Doug Trio kind of hits hard for just one energy. I wonder if the all damage from and effects prevents rough skin from hurting. Has to be the case. So at this stage, I think we just start working on leveling up Mew EX. We gotta wait for our evolution tree to come out for Abra, so there's no reason to get ahead of ourselves on the energy. No, we're not doing viewer battles right now. We're climbing the event ladder, so just working on the emblem event. I feel like I've only played against Doug Trio a handful of times. Disappointing to see the coin flips going the wrong way. They do have a Marshadow, which you just hate to see if you're me. Because Marshadow could be a game ender as soon as we get a knock. I think it's time for us to put the second Drud here. And once again, just end our turn. Because we're going to assume this Doug Trio is going to kill Drud. If that's the case, we want to throw the second one in and hopefully knock this Doug Trio to rough skin every time. I'm assuming if this card ever lands ahead, then rough skin won't affect it. Thing is, I'd really love to passively kill it. There's Alakazam. Mew EX is ready to go. I just don't want to get the knock with it because Marshadow is immediately going to go for revenge and hit us for 100, and then we're in a really sticky spot. Especially because we wouldn't be able to get the counter one hit. We have 10 cards in our deck. We really need to pull a Kadabra here. I think one of this deck's weaknesses is playing against Pokemon that don't really do too much damage or have like crazy attacks. Yeah, there is the scenario here where if we knock Doug Trio with a different Pokemon, then Marshadow would come in with an attack, right? We would trade with Mew EX and then be able to fight against whoever. Thing is, I just don't have a Pokemon that would hit very softly. Now that I have Leaf, you know what play I could do? So we've already got 3 energy on that Mew EX. We can play the other Mew EX. Then we're going to use Leaf to get Drud out of there. Free of cost. So we have that last energy remaining to put on this Mew EX, who's going to be tanking that Marshadow attack. So we're going to kill Doug Trio with our Psy Shot. Marshadow's going to come in with Revenge, hit us for 100, and then we have the advantage against it. I don't think that's going to be doing anything. But yeah, we'll get the trade. Oh, wait, hold on. We'll be able to pivot here. That Budding Expeditioner came at an actual perfect time. Look at this. Now we don't have to worry about Marshadow being effective at all. The question is, who do we throw out? Do we just put Drud back out on the front line? Thing is, I only have 1 Leaf, so I don't think that's the move. I think what we do is just put Mew in. And we can put the pressure on by 2-hitting Marshadow here. Okay, so we do get the super effectiveness, even though it's that Pokemon's attack. I was curious about that being a factor. Yeah, Budding Expeditioner in this deck was helpful. Are they going to evolve here? Okay. Dude, if we had Alakazam up and ready to go, we would be so deadly. We'd be so deadly. Can't say we didn't expect that to happen. We do have the retreat though, so it's not like we're dead and we're not going to give him a point. We'll have to throw Dread out to stall, and then we do have an X speed. We want a second Mew on there to stall even longer. We can X speed out and put Drud in, and if Drud dies, we just have Alakazam trade Golem. They can't attack with Marshadow against Drud because Drud would kill it with Rough Skin. And if they Sabrina, we just throw in... I feel like we need to have a healthy Mew just in case. I don't have time to do the X speed retreat. I ran the clock too low. Okay. We probably won't be attacking with that Mew EX anytime soon. And if they don't take out Golem here, we saved our X speed. Wish we had Leaf though. Did we use our Leaf? I think we already did, yeah. Yeah, he could always have Giovanni. Alakazam trades here and then tanks Marshadow, right? Easily. So it's going to take minus 30 damage. But with Rough Skin hitting for 20, we're going to be doing 180. So it's going to do 150 total. And they're going to try to come in with a trade. But that's not going to matter, is it? So now what's their pivot? What's their play? It'd probably be to throw in Golem, right? But their Golem cannot do an attack. And I don't think their Golem gets up and going. Especially not before our Mew does. There's no reason to get... How many points do they have? They have 2. There's no reason to put Abra out. So we'll be hitting for 120 here before they even get the chance to do anything. Yeah, this game's pretty much over. If we hit this Golem twice, then it's gonna die. Oh, wait. We're super effective against Marshadow, aren't we? So with the super effectiveness, it's gonna one-shot it. Bingo. We love that. So I'll hit for 80. Perfect. Hey, we love that, man. Dude, I really am unexperienced with Psychic. I have most experience with Lightning. Yeah, Lightning, Fire, especially Fire, Water, Grass. And up against Water. So we've got Drud on the active slot, Abra on the bench. I feel like this is a very similar start to what we've had in the past. We got Pokeball, Mythical Slab, and Professor's Research. Let's experiment with Jinx next game. So I'm going to keep using this deck, though, for probably another 30-40 minutes. and then we'll swap out to like something else. I don't know if we're gonna do 2 decks though today, because I'm obviously doing this deck to get a video on it. But yeah, we're 100% gonna constantly experiment with more decks. All right, here we go. Start with the mythical slab. Give us a Kadabra. Budding Expeditioner is on the bottom. We know that now. Pokeball will get us a Mew EX. Perfect. And then Professor's Research is going to get us the rest of the evolution line. Hold up. Here we go. Okay. Well, I'm not mad about the outcome there. That just means we pivot to using Mew EX here instead of Alakazam. And start working on that evolution. What level am I? I believe 34? Something like that. Yeah, the Pokeball reshuffles the bottom out. That's why we start with the mythical slab. I'm curious how the game actually shuffles it, but yeah, they do shuffle it. I know that. Are we actually going to go against a perfect Dragonite Articuno start? Throw the Misty on while you're at it. I'm trying to see Misty come out and just roll 10 heads. There we go. We need a Kadabra. Perfect. Question is, do we pivot up against this hand? I feel like we do, right? And instead of powering up Mew EX here, we just go straight for Kadabra. And again, we don't have Alakazam, so that would just be kind of betting on the fact that we would get it. But if we do, Blizzard would have 3 energy, so that would be what, 90 would be hitting for 150. Alakazam could one-hit Articuno and disrupt whatever they have going on, and same for when and if they get their Dragonite going. So I think it's worth it to start progressing on that. And again, use Mew as like our emergency. Okay, Sunny, I hear you. I hear you. I'll look into it after this game. Let's see. Let's see the 20 heads. I was about to say, assuming how fast that went, they probably flipped the tails. Cool, we keep this game organic for now. I wouldn't mind seeing a ridiculous amount of heads once we get our Alakazam ready to go. Oh, that's perfect. Hopefully that baits a potion, and dude, that's such a good pull there. We got Alakazam, so we can already get started on immediately threatening that Articuno. If it goes for Blizzard, it's dead. Is it dead even without Blizzard at this point because of the rough skin? 60, 90, 120. It's dead now unless they have a potion. Rough skin just worked perfectly into Alakazam. Oh, we're looking good. Their best move here would be to get Articuno out as soon as possible. I just feel like this is probably pretty sneaky to see. They're avoiding the energy, which is smart. They're using Leaf to get Articuno out. Okay, that's what they needed to do. I think we still Leaf and get Alakazam in the active slot because we'll one-hit Snom, and then if they decide to put Dragonite down, as long as they don't get another Pokemon on the bench, we can Sabrina Articuno and get that kill as well. So I think that's what we need to do. Just immediate pressure. And they conceded. Perfect. I think the problem with Jinx being with Alakazam is that it costs a lot of energy but the attack itself doesn't hit very hard unless the scenario of your opponent has a bunch of energy is met. So it's really relying on your opponent using high energy cards. So I just don't like having two Pokemon that aren't going to hit very hard unless that's the scenario. So that's why I'd rather have Mew EX. But I do understand Jinx being like valuable in this. I just feel like the deck we're playing against, for example, here is a deck that Jinx wouldn't do well against either, because this is going to be a very low energy cost Pokemon to play against. So it's like in this scenario now, I'm like, dang, I really would like to have my Mew in here. To be fair, I don't think my deck at all plays very well against the Ninetales Rapidash combo. Mew EX might be pretty effective because we could just copy the attacks. It'll just cost us way more to get started than them, and right there would have been great to get Mew. That's fine, because we have Kadabra. So hopefully we can work up to getting one of the cards we need. I just really like the consistency of Mew EX. I see what you're saying now, Sonny. I do really like the consistency. This is a pretty constant counter to whatever your opponent's doing. Let's get a Tails real quick. Hey. Yeah, when they hit Tails, dude, that card does nothing. All right, Professor. Give me something good. That is a great combo. This is a great combo that works really well here. I think we have a little bit of time to debate our next move. Obviously, if they Rapid Dash on the next turn and then get a heads, if it's the coin flip attack version, we're put in a tough spot. Regardless, either way, we need to get Mew EX there. And I'm going to lay the energy on Kadabra. I think we're going to get Alakazam. That's what I'm going to play into. If I played it safe with Mew EX and we get Alakazam, we won't be able to get it online fast enough. The new Ponyta Rapidash, way too reliant on coin flips to be any good. Nah, dude, it's so good. I get what you're saying, but it's so good. Now, Blaine does eliminate a lot of that randomness that the Rapidash has. But the thing is, like, you have your high-risk Rapidash combined with a very consistent Ninetales. And then, like I said before, when you consider Blaine as a part of that deck, that's when the deck gets a lot of consistency. Even though it is high risk with the coin flips, it's still just very solid. It's like average damage is pretty good. That doesn't really hurt too bad. They're going to need Rapidash on the next turn. And that doesn't really change anything. If they get heads with Rapidash, we would die. Alakazam! Where are you? Oh, it's a Pokeball. That's alright. We didn't really need that. Dude, I could just walk on in with Kadabra. The only problem is Ninetales would immediately trade me. So this is where we could throw this energy on Mew and shut down this potential Rapidash that I'm about to face. And then still have Drud. Yeah, I like this play. There's a lot of outs for us when we do this play. And we're going to prevent giving them a point immediately. And we have Budding Expeditioner to also pull back if our Mewtwo gets rocked by Ninetales. That's always an option. I gotta assume Ninetales is coming out here. Hopefully they do use Ninetales, and hopefully they throw Blaine out there. Again, that would be a pointless attack to do, but I'd love to see it. So what would make this really great is if on this turn here we get Alakazam. Yeah, that would have been sick. Okay, well, we're gonna use Budding Expeditioner and get Mew out of there. Throw this energy down here. So Alakazam still has one more turn to come back, and then I guess we just throw Drud out to tank this Ninetales hit. And just in case they have a Sabrina, we'll throw Mew back to protect Kadabra. Eight cards left. 2 of them are Alakazam. One of them's a Pokeball on the bottom. So it's really a 2 out of 7 chance here. 2 out of 7 chance, and we could high roll with Alakazam on the front line. I'd rather do that and then use a retreat from Kadabra rather than using it on Mew. There we go, it worked out. So now we get an energy on Mew as well. Little calculated risk. Works out. We're going to be able to get rid of this Ninetales, and they've got no energy built up anywhere else. We have the Sabrina to get rid of both of the other 2 Pokemon that would die to a 60 damage hit. So I'm assuming they're going to throw out this Magmar in their active slot. As long as they don't bench something above 60 damage, we win here. It is. Yeah, I really like the addition of Budding Expeditioner in with the Mews. I think that's why I like it better than Jinx. It just gives us so much ability to move around. Marowak EX is weak to grass. So, you know, it's not always the same. But you were right, like, fighting is weak to psychic types. Typically. But then there's some Pokemon like Zapdos, for example, that's like, it's weak to lightning, even though it's lightning. Oh, you'd win, but it's all right. Yeah. Nah, that was a funny game, whatever. Let me pull an Abra real quick, and we're set. I love this game. This is a fun game to play, chat. This is a fun video game. It's a very fun video game. Since it's a Gyarados deck that we're going up against, I would like to get Abra up and running as quickly as possible. We'll use this Professor's Research here. We'll just end our turn there. I doubt they attack with the Feroki at all, so they'll probably, if they have an X speed, dip out of there and put Drud on the front line. Or just let... Wait, they're mistying... Are they mistying the Magikarp? That means they already have Gyarados. Oh, I would have actually been totally cool with the Gyarados getting up and running right away. I don't know if we throw our other stall in there. We have no need for it. Playing against a Gyarados deck, Alakazam is the instant counter. There's the Gyarados. Please have another Misty. The more they load that Gyarados up, the stronger Alakazam gets. Oh, they're targeting Mew. Okay. Interesting. Can't see I saw it coming. Oh, we have another Mew EX. Yeah, we're locked and loaded. If Gyarados wants to play, Gyarados can play. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to go ahead and throw out Druddigon on the bench as well. So if they do have a Sabrina, we can just swap out Druds. I don't want my Alakazam to have to take a hit. I don't want my Mew EX to have to take a hit. And now we're just going to slowly power up Mew as well. I guess let's see if we get an Abra. We got Alakazam, so 2 more pieces of that puzzle. We have 8 cards in the deck. Budding Expeditioner is still yet to be found. If Greninja focuses on Mew EX constantly, there's a solid chance that we could just pull Budding Expeditioner and throw them all off. This Greninja is just eventually going to be really annoying to constantly be in existence. So the question is just going to be, where do I throw this next energy? Because ideally I'd be putting it on Mew EX. I'm really happy that they're doing this. I wanted to play against the Gyarados as soon as possible. Ooh, okay, so now they're going to be annoying. Now it's going to be annoying. I think we're going to have to throw this energy on Drud. You would think I should put it on Mew, but I think the Mew is just going to be eating these Greninja passive attacks. So I want to make sure that we have the ability to retreat it. Go ahead, hit Mew. They could just sit here and do nothing for the rest of the game. Now that we have Budding Expeditioner, we're in a pretty powerful spot. The only thing is I just don't have anywhere to put this energy. I guess we'll put it on the other Drud for now and just keep stalling, keep grabbing more cards. Let Greninja continuously hit Mew. Then we take Budding Expeditioner, grab Mew out of there, put the other Abra down once we get it, and then we have 2 Alakazams. Hopefully they keep stacking energy on Greninja. Let's see what we get this turn. Stalling at this point doesn't help me anymore. We have a second Sabrina to play with. I guess we'll throw this energy on the benched Drud. And once again, take another hit for Mew. Their deck has got to be so thin. They have 3 cards. We have 5. We're looking for Abra. That Drud protects them from our Sabrina, unfortunately. I can take one more stall hit, which is good because we got Leaf. Hate to think about the fact of us wasting all of this extra energy that could have been used to build. I guess we'll throw this one on Alakazam. That way, if we find the X speed on the next turn, we'll still be able to attack. Problem is, I'm still gonna have to deal with both of these Druds. And they're just stacking energy. This is good. Put one more energy on that Drud, and then we're gonna come into attack. There's Professor's Research. Unfortunately, we can't use it because we have to pull Budding Expeditioner now. So what we'll do is throw that energy there. Get Mewtwo in the active slot. Or get Mew in the active slot. Budding Expeditioner to save ourselves from the damage. And we throw back the Drud with no energy on it. 3 cards, one of them's an Abra. Okay, they have nothing left in their deck. Hopefully they keep putting energy on their Pokemon here, because then our Alakazams are both going to be able to one-hit. Oh, that is the actual worst card for them to have done that to. That card has no energy attached to it. That was a pointless hit. Finally, we get Abra. We're down to our actual last card, but we've got it. And we can start building out our second one. Now, I still can't quite deal with their Drud until it has just second energy attached. Okay, they just sealed their fate there. They use it as a retreat. They have Greninja on the front line. If they attack our active Pokemon, that was a mistake. I think they're excited because they get to kill it. They gave me a lot of time to build here. So the question is, who do I throw in? Because most likely Gyarados is going to be coming out here. We'll trade with Alakazam. They'll trade with Gyarados. And then by that turn, we'll have our next Alakazam ready to go. So we'll hit for 120 here. And that Gyarados just, like I said, has too much energy on it. That's what, 3, 6, 9, 12, plus 60, 180 exactly. Now we're deciding to put Drud down for what? Are they going to just try to build out another Greninja and peck away at my HP? They waited too long. I got too developed. I put the Drud with no energy. It was just a stall card, and with the fact that I have Leaf, it wasn't like a risk. That was such a weird play. What did they just do that for? All right. Well, they took down our Alakazam to get their second point, but we should be able to get the trade here. Secure the win. No cards left in the deck. There goes Alakazam. And as long as my math wasn't wrong, we should be hitting for exactly 180, and that's going to be GG's. What a slow played game. That was a fun one, dude. I think that was my favorite one with this deck. That was great. Just pure Alakazam stalling their passive with Mew and then pulling out with Budding Expeditioner. Oh, you know what? I guess that was a Hail Mary, huh? They did that so they could remove energy off the Drud, so their Gyarados, when it took away an energy, had a more likely chance to take it from either Gyarados or Alakazam, right? That was their only out.